Hello, Swatantra TV viewers. I am Mahima, welcoming you to our English bulletin with latest news, updates, and analysis. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi on Monday claimed that the India bloc, if voted to power, would scrap the Agnipath scheme of recruitment in defense services and deposit 8,500 rupees to every woman's account in each month. Addressing back to back election rallies in favor of Mahagatbandhan nominees in Bihar, he asserted that Narendra Modi will not be able to become the Prime Minister again, since there is a clear wave in favor of the India bloc across the country. The Agnipath scheme, announced by the Narendra Modi government in 2022, envisages recruiting young soldiers, called Agniveers after appointment, on a contractual basis for 4 years and retiring 75% of them without certain benefits enjoyed by those who were not employed under this program. He said that the India bloc, if voted to power, will throw the Agnipath scheme into the dustbin. Modi ji has turned soldiers into laborers. The center has made two categories in the army, Agniveer and the others. If an Agniveer gets injured or martyred, he will neither get a martyr status nor compensation. Why is this discrimination? After the formation of the India bloc government at the center, Gandhi said that from July, 8,500 rupees will be deposited in women's accounts every month. This will change the financial condition of every family. Taking a jibe at the Prime Minister's sent by God comment, the Congress leader remarked in jest, after 4th June, if Enforcement Director asks Modi about corruption, he will say he does not know anything and he was sent by God.
ये जो निर्णय होते हैं इनको मैं नहीं लेता, ये परमात्मा लेता है। मुझे परमात्मा ने ऊपर से भेजा है। मैं बायोलॉजिकल नहीं हूँ, मैं परमात्मा का मैसेंजर हूँ, उनका काम करने आया हूँ। ये उन्होंने पता है क्यों कहानी निकाली है, ये परमात्मा वाली, क्योंकि चुनाव के बाद जब वही ईडी के लोग नरेंद्र मोदी से अदानी जी के बारे में पूछेंगे तो नरेंद्र मोदी कहेंगे मैं नहीं जानता, परमात्मा ने कहा था। आप लंबे लंबे भाषण देना बंद कीजिए, देश को बांटने की कोशिश नहीं कीजिए। आप सबसे पहले देश के युवाओं को ये बताइए, बिहार के युवाओं को ये बताइए कि आपने हिंदुस्तान के युवाओं को कितना रोजगार दिया, कितनी नौकरियां दी। रोजगार के रास्ते बंद किए और सेना में अग्निवीर लागू करके जवानों को मजदूर बना दिया। तो मैं आपसे सबसे पहले यह कहना चाहता हूं, नरेंद्र मोदी कुछ भी कहें, 4 जून के बाद इंडिया की सरकार आने वाली है। अग्निवीर योजना को फाड़ के हम कूड़ेदान में फेंकने जा रहे हैं। ये नरेंद्र मोदी की योजना है। आर्मी इस योजना को नहीं चाहती है, ये ऊपर से थोपी गई है और हमारा पहला काम अग्निवीर योजना को फाड़ कर ऐसे फाड़ कर कूड़ेदान में फेंकने का होगा। हम 2 तरीके के शहीद नहीं चाहते हैं। अग्निवीर योजना एक जवान को शहीद का दर्जा नहीं देगी और जो नॉर्मल तरीके से जवान बनेगा, जो अफसर होगा, उसे शहीद का दर्जा मिलेगा। अग्निवीर को पेंशन नहीं मिलेगी, दूसरे जवान को पेंशन मिलेगी। अग्निवीर को कैंटीन नहीं मिलेगी, दूसरे जवान को कैंटीन मिलेगी। ये अन्याय हम नहीं चाहते हैं, इसलिए अग्निवीर योजना को हम रद्द करने जा रहे हैं, खत्म करने जा रहे हैं।
Congress leader Rahul Gandhi on Monday had a close shave when a portion of the day set up for one of his election rallies in Bihar caved in. Gandhi was at Paliganj, on the outskirts of the state capital, to canvass for RJD President Lalu Prasad's daughter Misa Bharti, who is contesting Patliputra Lok Sabha seat. Bharti was leading Gandhi towards his seat when he was seen struggling for balance as a portion of the makeshift stage sagged. An alert Bharti quickly held Gandhi by the hand, helping him regain his balance, and they smilingly told anxious security personnel, who ran to help, that the Blood spilled on highways in Andhra Pradesh on Monday. 10 people died in 3 separate accidents. The 4 people died and 1 suffered injuries when a car in which they were traveling rammed into a truck on the national highway in Krishna district on Monday morning, police said. The accident happened near Kodurupadu village. 5 members of a family belonging to Tamil Nadu were travelling in a car from Kovuru in West Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh were returning to their home state. According to police, Swaminathan, who was at the wheel, crashed into a stationary truck on the national highway, leading to an accident. He, along with his 3 children, Rakesh, Radha Priya and Gopi, died on the spot. Swaminathan's wife Satya was seriously injured and was rushed to Vijayawada Government Hospital, where her condition is said to be critical, police said. In another accident, a car overturned after hitting a road divider in Tirupati district, killing 4 persons and injuring 2 others. The accident occurred on the Puthlapatun-Dupeta highway near M. Kongaravipalli in Chandragiri Mandal early Monday morning. The car was on its way to Vellore from Nallore. The deceased are identified as Seshaya, his wife Jayanti, their relative Padmama and the car's driver Sameer. They were all residents of Nallore district. In the third accident, 2 persons, including a retired judge, were killed when the car in which they were travelling collided with a mini truck at Ramvaram village in Jaggampeta Mandal in Kakinada district. The car going to Vijayawada from Vishakhapatnam was hit by a private travel bus at the rear end, resulting in the car colliding with a mini truck, killing a 65-year-old retired judge V. Mohan Kumar and 35-year-old car driver Srinivas.
ఈరోజు ఉదయం సుమారు 6:30 గంటల మధ్యంలో ఈ స్వామినాథన్ అనే వ్యక్తి తన ఫ్యామిలీతో కొవ్వూరు నుంచి చెన్నై వెళ్ళడానికి టాటా మాంజా కారులో ప్రయాణించడం జరుగుతుంది. అయితే అదే సమయంలో ఈ యొక్క విజయవాడ నుండి ఏలూరు వైపుగా ఒక లారీ వెళ్తూ ఉంది. అయితే ఈ స్వామినాథన్ తన కారుని అతివేగంగా నడపడం ద్వారా, అతి నిర్లక్ష్యంగా నడపడం ద్వారా డివైడర్ని దాటి ఎదురుగా వస్తున్న ఏలూరు వైపు వెళ్తున్న లారీని కూర్చడం వలన స్పాట్లో స్వామినాథన్ మరియు అతని వారి పిల్లలు చనిపోవడం జరిగింది.
Exactly a month after he left the country, Hassan MP Prajwal Revanna, who is facing charges of sexually abusing many women, has said he will appear before the special investigation team probing the cases against him on 31st May. There was no independent confirmation from the JDS or the family of the suspended party MP immediately over the matter. The 33-year-old Prajwal, the grandson of JDS patriarch and former PM HD Deve Govda and the NDA candidate from Hassan Lok Sabha segment, is facing charges of multiple instances of sexually abusing women. Prajwal reportedly left for Germany on 27 April, a day after Hassan went to polls, and is still at large. A blue corner notice seeking information on his whereabouts has already been issued by the Interpol, following a request by the CIT via the Central Bureau of Investigation. A special court for elected representatives issued an arrest warrant on 18 May against Prajwal Revanna, following an application moved by the CIT. The Congress-led Karnataka government has urged the centre to cancel his diplomatic passport.
ನಾನು ಫಾರಿನ್ ಹೊರಟಾದ ಮೇಲೆ 3-4 ದಿನದ ನಂತರ ನಾನು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ನೋಡುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ, ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ನೋಡುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಈ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ದೊರಕುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಯಿತು. ಮಾಹಿತಿ ದೊರಕಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಂತರ SITನೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನು ಒಂದು ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಕೊಡುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿತು. ಆ SIT ನೋಟಿಸ್ಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಖಾತೆ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಲಾಯರ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಾನು 7 ದಿನ ಸಮಯ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. 7 ದಿನ ಸಮಯ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಮಾರನೇ ದಿನನೇ ಏನು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ಸಿನ ಹಿರಿಯ ನಾಯಕರಾದಂಥ ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿರಿಯ ನಾಯಕರುಗಳು ಏನು ಓಪನ್ ವೇದಿಕೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಒಂದು ರಾಜಕೀಯದ ಪಿತೂರಿ ಮಾಡೋಂಥ ಕೆಲಸನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಡಿಪ್ರೆಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಯಿತು, ಐಸೋಲೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಕ್ಷಮಾಪಣೆ ಕೇಳಿದೆ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕ್ಷಮಿಸಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು.
Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge will lose his job after the Lok Sabha poll results are announced on 4th June, but Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi will not be blamed for the defeat, Union Home Minister Amit Shah said on Monday. Shah was addressing a public meeting at Kushinagar in Uttar Pradesh. Shah said Kharge is going to lose his job as Rahul, Priyanka will not be blamed for the defeat. Slamming the SP and Congress, he said while PM Narendra Modi was born in the house of a backward, both Rahul and Akhilesh were born with a silver spoon and don't know about the problems being faced by people of eastern UP. While accusing Rahul Gandhi and Akhilesh Yadav of being involved in corruption, the senior BJP leader said PM Modi has never faced any such allegation. Referring to the Sahara Group, Shah claimed that Akhilesh's party used to run from Sahara's fund. The scam was done in SP regime. Sahara Group firms were accused of circumventing regulations with Ponzi schemes. The group has denied the charges. Further attacking the Samajwadi Party, he claimed in the previous regime there was one district, one mafia, but now we have one district, one product scheme to benefit people.
देश भर की जनता नरेंद्र मोदी जी को चुनने के लिए तैयार बैठी। 4 तारीख को परिणाम आने वाला है। मोदी जी 400 पार करने वाले हैं और मैं एक और भविष्यवाणी कर जाता हूं। 4 तारीख को 2 बजे राहुल बाबा की प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस है और वो कहेंगे हम चुनाव ईवीएम के कारण हारे हैं, ईवीएम के कारण।
Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar has directed the officials to make the necessary arrangements for successful conduct of the vote counting to be held on 4th June by following the guidelines of the Election Commission of India and declaring the results without any delay. Election Commissioners Gyanesh Kumar and Sukhbir Singh Sandhu reviewed the arrangements for counting of votes with the Chief Electoral Officers, retuning officers of respective constituencies and the district election officers. Speaking on this occasion, the election commissioners congratulated the collective efforts of all for conducting the general elections step by step across the country, and with the same spirit they should make the vote counting program a success. On the day of counting of votes, they should be vigilant about crowd management at the strong rooms where the EVMs are secured and no one should be allowed without pass. Adequate precautions should be taken to ensure uninterrupted power supply. Power backup, fire safety equipment and ambulances should also be kept ready to provide emergency health services. Election officials and staff should be given proper training regarding the counting of votes polled in EVMs. Along with well-trained election staff, IT equipment like computers, printers and scanners should be kept ready for counting centers in advance. On the day of counting, EVMs should be brought in an orderly manner, and after the counting of votes is completed, the EVMs should be marked as counting complete and immediately sealed and stored safely in an AAP National Convener Arvind Kejriwal on Monday accused Union Home Minister Amit Shah of threatening to topple the Bhagwant Mann government in Punjab after the Lok Sabha polls and claimed that the country is under dictatorship. Union Minister Shah at a poll rally in Ludhiana on Sunday asked people to ensure the victory of the BJP's Lok Sabha candidates in Punjab and said the Bhagwant Mann government will not last long after the BJP's victory. On Monday, Kejriwal, while addressing a gathering of traders in Amritsar, asked the traders whether they had heard what Amit Shah's statement. He gave a threat. Initially, he abused Punjabis a lot. He issued a threat that after 4th June, the Punjab government will be toppled. Bhagwant Mann will no longer remain the chief minister after 4th June. The AAP had 92 seats MLAs. How can Amit Shah topple the government? There is a dictatorship in the country, Kejriwal said, and alleged that the BJP leaders were openly saying that they would threaten the legislators with the CBI and the Enforcement Directorate and then by them. Later, during an interaction with reporters in Bhatinda, Kejriwal asked Shah to explain what conspiracy has been hatched to topple the AAP government in Punjab. Such language was never used by any Home Minister, he said, and alleged that Shah had openly threatened the people of Punjab. Taking on the Narendra Modi government, Kejriwal claimed it has done no work in the last 10 years to show to the people.
इनके प्रवक्ता एक संबित पात्रा, थोड़े दिन पहले संबित पात्रा ने कहा भगवान जगन्नाथ मोदी जी के भक्त हैं। जगन्नाथ मतलब जगत के नाथ, जगत के नाथ मतलब इस सृष्टि के नाथ, ब्रह्मांड के नाथ। जगन्नाथ को बहुत ऊंचा दर्जा मिला है भगवानों की श्रेणी में। जगन्नाथ मतलब ब्रह्मांड के, सृष्टि के नाथ। ये कह रहे हैं वो सृष्टि का जो देवता है वो मोदी जी का भक्त है। मतलब ये अपने आप को उससे भी ऊपर मानने लग गए। ये लोग कहते हैं जो राम को लाए हैं हम उनको लाएंगे। मतलब इस पृथ्वी पे मोदी जी राम को लाए हैं। हम तो ये कहते हैं ना कि रोज सुबह उठ के भगवान से प्रार्थना करते हैं, हाथ जोड़ते हैं कि हे प्रभु तू मेरे को पृथ्वी पे लेके आया, तूने मेरे खाने पीने का इंतजाम किया, मेरे परिवार के इसके लिए हम बहुत बहुत सुबह उठ के पूजा करते हैं ना, वाहेगुरु जी की सबकी पूजा करते हैं। तो हम यही कहते हैं ना कि हे भगवान तू मेरे को पृथ्वी पे, ये कहते हैं मोदी जी भगवान राम को पृथ्वी पे लेके आए। इस बार तो इनका अहंकार मिटा देना आप सब लोग।
Insurance behemoth LIC on Monday posted a marginal 2% increase in net profit at 13,763 crore rupees in the fourth quarter ended March 2024. The insurer had earned a profit of 13,428 crore rupees in the corresponding quarter a year earlier. The total income of the insurer during the reporting quarter rose to 250,923 crore rupees from 2,185 crore rupees in the same period of the previous fiscal, LIC said in a regulatory filing. LIC's income from first-year premium also improved to 13,810 crore rupees in the latest January to March quarter against 12,811 crore rupees in the same period of preceding fiscal. The income from renewal premiums in the reporting period rose to 77,368 crore rupees compared to 76,009 crore rupees a year ago. During the entire financial year ended March 2024, the insurer earned a profit of 40,676 crore rupees as compared to 36,397 crore rupees in the previous fiscal. Gold and silver prices rebounded sharply on Monday after falling for 3 straight sessions, with the precious metal jumping 220 rupees to 72,820 rupees per 10 grams in the national capital, tracking a strong trend in the overseas market due to escalating tensions in the Middle East. Gold had closed at 72,600 rupees per 10 grams in the previous session on Friday, according to HDFC Securities. Silver prices also bounced 1,050 rupees to 92,850 rupees per kg. In the previous session, it had finished at 91,800 rupees per kg. Gold resumed trading on a positive note, supported by soft US dollar, and geopolitical tensions in the Middle East increased after Israel carried out airstrikes in Rafah, leading to an increase in safe haven demand for the yellow metal. Additionally, silver also traded higher at $30 and 75 cents per ounce. According to market experts, gold prices recovered some of the losses from last week, rising slightly to $2,346.60 in Asian trading on Monday. Sensex scaled the 76,000 level for the first time while Nifty hit a new lifetime peak before closing marginally down in highly volatile trade on Monday as investors booked profits in the last 30 minutes of trade. The 30-share BSE Sensex closed lower by 19.89 points or 0.03% lower at 75,390.50. Intraday, the barometer climbed 599.29 points or 0.79% to an all-time peak of 76,009.68 following gains in select banking, financial and IT shares. However, investors preferred to book profits at record levels and the index declined around 835 points from the day's high to hit a low of 75,175.27. Broader Nifty of the NSE declined by 24.65 points or 0.11% to end at 22,932.45. The 50-issue barometer rose by 153.7 points or 0.66% to hit a new lifetime high of 23,110.80 during the day. However, it tanked around 240 points at the fag-end due to selling in oil, energy and FMCG shares. Index heavyweight Reliance Industries declined nearly 1%, dragging the benchmark indices into the negative. Selling in FMCG giant ITC also eroded gains. Equity benchmarks were on a record-breaking rally for the third straight day ahead of the results of Lok Sabha polls and a rally in global markets. The results of the ongoing general elections will be declared on 4th June. From the Sensex firms, Wipro, NTPC, Sun Pharma, Mahindra and Mahindra, ITC and Reliance Industries were among the biggest laggards. Foreign institutional investors offloaded equities worth 944.83 crore rupees on Friday, according to exchange data. thank you for watching Swatantra TV English Bulletin. For a complete and comprehensive English news bulletin, please do watch Swatantra TV. This is Mahima, signing off. Keep watching Swatantra TV.